What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Marcus Browne defeats Badou Jack by a unanimous decision. Really good performance in this fight by Marcus Browne. He won this one fairly clearly. In the first 4 to 5 rounds, Marcus Browne was boxing very well. He was the taller, longer man, and he was boxing out of that southpaw stance. He was using a really good jab, quick jab that was getting through. You know, Badou Jack usually comes forward with a high guard, but several of Marcus Browne's jabs were getting through. Badou Jack in the first 4 to 5 rounds really struggled to close the distance, and Marcus Browne was just stepping around him and outboxing him really. So the jab was landing consistently for Marcus Browne. Also his straight left hand at times was getting through. He was countering when Badou Jack got reckless. And overall, in the first 4 to 5 rounds, Browne just completely outboxed Badou Jack. In round 6, although Marcus Browne still won the round, he still did the better work. He was still sharper, he was still quicker, he was still the better boxer. In round 6, I felt Badou Jack did close the distance a little bit more. He was getting closer to Marcus Browne, and Marcus Browne in round 6 kind of... he wasn't quite as effective with his boxing. He was getting caught on the ropes quite a bit. He wasn't really taking any punishment, but he was being in positions where he shouldn't really be. So round 6, I thought to myself, is this the turning point? But round 7, there's a bad head clash, a big cut on the forehead of Badou Jack. Badou Jack's face is a bloody mask. The blood from his forehead is getting into his eyes, and you could tell straight away that this cut would affect Badou Jack going forwards in this fight. You know, he was dabbing, in his eyes to get the blood out, and you could tell he was uncomfortable. And I think that cut really did put the nail in the coffin of any chance of Badou Jack getting a win in this fight. After round 7, Badou Jack tried to fight on. He fought valiantly, but he wasn't really having too much success. He was mauling, and, on the inside, Marcus Browne was tying him up. Marcus Browne did hold excessively in this fight, it's got to be said. He actually had a point deducted. But Jack was partly to blame for that in a sense, because Jack wasn't closing the ring off like he usually does. If you watch Badou Jack fight, usually he'll come forward, high guard, he'll pop that jab, he'll apply steady pressure. But in this fight, even before the cut, Badou Jack was just trying to bum rush Marcus Browne, and that resulted in, when Badou Jack did get close, he was too close, and at that stage he was smothering his own work, and then Marcus Browne could tie him up. One thing I was surprised with was the strength of Marcus Browne in the clinch. Badou Jack was completely neutralised when Marcus Browne held him, and Badou Jack is a strong guy. He's a strong guy in the clinch, he's a strong guy in the inside, but Marcus Browne tied him up really well, although it was excessive at times. And yeah, Badou Jack never really closed the range effectively in this fight like he usually does. Like I said, usually he'll apply steady pressure, he will work his way in with a jab, and then he'll work the body and slowly break you down. But there was none of that in this fight, and I think partly that was because of Marcus Browne's quick foot speed and his movement, and as a result, Badou Jack couldn't really get close. And once Badou Jack got cut, that was it. Marcus Browne saw the fight out, he made the 12 rounds, and he won this one clearly. As for Badou Jack, he can come again, he's 35 years old. I just think, looking back, this was a bad style matchup for Badou Jack. Like I said, I think the quick feet of Marcus Browne really gave Badou Jack some issues, to be honest. And he could never really get his timing down. He could never get his rhythm down, and he couldn't close the distance, and Marcus Browne just outboxed him. But Badou Jack can come again. He did suffer a bad cut, so he will be out the ring for quite some time, but I'm sure he can have one more run at it, to be honest. I would like to see him fight again. As for Marcus Browne, he is calling out Alexander Vodzik. I think that would be a tremendous fight. It's one I would like to see. The only issue is Marcus Browne is on the PBC and Vodzik is with Top Rank and Bob Arum. So the fight may be hard to make, but I believe Marcus Browne is mandatory for that title. So maybe we will have to see this go to purse bids for this fight to happen. But yeah, Marcus Browne versus Alexander Vodzik, that is a fight I would like to see. I would also really like to see Dimitri Bivol versus Marcus Browne. I think that would be a very good boxing match from a purist's point of view. I would like to see that. So yeah, the future is bright for Marcus Browne. He has a few options. Let's see where he goes. Share your thoughts below. Peace.